How difficult an afternoon was that, Matt, in the circumstances?
Very. But to give you a bit of context, when you have your captain sent off after 4 minutes away from home, and quite rightly sent off, it's a bad decision from Shea. Gets himself in a position where he can't affect the ball going through, and we're down to 10 men after 4 minutes. So we knew that there would be a lot of suffering in that game, and there was. But what I will say is, for large parts of that game, I thought we were excellent, especially down to 10 men. The players trusted each other, they moved the ball really well, we got into some excellent positions. And you always have to understand that when you play with 10 men, you need and you will have to give space away because you can't cover the whole pitch. And therefore, they had opportunities from crosses. Look, we haven't stopped crosses well enough today in 1v1 situations, but with the ball, really pleased. We've varied our play today. We rested in possession, which you have to do when you're down to 10 men. But on the whole, really disappointed because I firmly believe and felt that today was an opportunity for us to get some points, but we didn't get the chance to do that because we go down to 10 men so early on in the game.
You kept them out for half an hour or so in that first half, and towards the end of the first half you had some decent spell of possession going forward as well. Take some encouragement from that as well?
Take huge encouragement from it, and I hope the players do as well, because look, while we're all extremely disappointed that we haven't taken anything from the game, the players were progressive today with the ball. We trusted each other more. We played out from the back. We brought Marco into it. We had to because we needed him to be that third centre half at times. So we've got to build on it. I've spoken to the players in there and I fancied us 11v11. But obviously it wasn't to be. You know, it's always difficult, regardless of whether you are at home or whether you're away. You have a player sent off and you're down a numerical player with 95 minutes to go. It's always going to be difficult, whatever level of football we play against. They've got good attacking players. I felt that we restricted them playing through the middle. Marco made one or two good saves, and the goals, while every goal was avoidable, you know, it's always disappointing to concede. But we've had opportunities and spells there where we had chances in those moments to put the ball in the back of the net. We've had crosses into the box. But you've always got to be aware that when you're down to 10, while you want to commit numbers and bodies forward, there has to always be an eye on being vulnerable to the counter-attack. But listen, I can't, and I always stand here, the players have given everything in terms of effort, in terms of their desire and determination. Quality was good at times, but we're still stood here with 0 points. Would that be a different conversation we're having now if we play with 11 for 90 minutes? I'm firmly in the belief that it would be.
So difficult, of course, with the numerical disadvantage from so early in the game. You turned to the bench. Were you happy with the contribution of the players that came on as well throughout the afternoon?
Yes, it's always going to be a squad game. It's never about 11 players, especially when you have the volume of games that we've had in the last 7 days. So I think you'll see a lot of teams. I mean, they will have to utilise their squad. Everyone got an opportunity today, bar AP and Harvey Kirby-Moore. So, but it's always difficult because you can only make a certain number of subs. I felt that the players who came on had an impact in the game. It's always difficult especially when you're making a substitution that is tactical after 15, 20 minutes. It's disappointing for Elliot, obviously, that he's had to come off. But we wanted him in the team to gain more control 11v11. And it went down to obviously us losing Shea, and we've got to maybe put Nohan on, who has different qualities to Elliot. But look, you know, it will always and it will continue to be a squad game, and everyone, regardless of whether they're a starter or a finisher, has to contribute.
And how big a blow is it going to be now to be without Shea Dunkley, your captain, owing to suspension? We know what an important player he is for you week after week.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's avoidable. He's got to own it. He's got to own the fact that he's made that error today. I think he will do. He's got to accept it, and he'll have a different role to play now within the group because he can't play. Somebody else will get an opportunity. It's another chance for somebody else within the group to keep the shirt. Yeah, will it be difficult? Yeah, when you lose a player of the stature of Shea. But at the same time, You know, it's avoidable. We shouldn't be losing the player after 4 minutes, and therefore, especially not an experienced one, to make that decision to make the tackle. So yeah, really disappointed with that, but we'll move on. Somebody else gets a chance, and it's an opportunity now on Saturday against Colchester in the Cup for somebody else to play and show us what they can do.
No Brandon Fleming or Kieran Phillips in the 18 again today. Any closer to finding out the extent of their injuries? Might they be back next weekend, or what's the situation there?
Yeah, Brandon unfortunately had a fitness test yesterday and didn't come through it. We were hopeful that he would, but he didn't. And Kieran had an exploratory operation, and we're still waiting to find out the full extent of what that means for him and then means for us. The one good thing is that this week we've had Jordan Shipley and Elliot Thorpe back in the training group. So, you know, I'd be hopeful that both of those would be available in some capacity next weekend. So while Brandon, I don't think, will be absent for a long period of time, Kieran might be a bit longer, but as I say, I can't give you specifics on that because I don't know it. So what I will say is that the group will get a lift from Elliot Thorpe being back involved and Jordan Shipley. Whether or not Brandon Fleming is available and fit to play, we'll find out early next week.